What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm joined by Tyler, and we are here to give you our Star Wars Battlefront 2 heroes, tips, and tricks. So this is very specifically about heroes versus villains, and playing as the heroes just in general, and some of the things that we think you guys should definitely do after playing quite a few hours of heroes versus villains ourselves. So we're going to talk about things that we think will give you a heads up and things that you should do to be not only the best hero but also the best team player and have the highest chances of winning. If you're here for the giveaway, or if you didn't know, we're giving away Star Wars Battlefront 2. Check out that video. We're doing that. You have to comment on one of these videos, and we're also doing a live stream this Saturday, November 26th from 1 to 8 p.m. We're going to be giving away some gift cards, so make sure you check that video out as well, and we'll be doing that this Sunday. So Tyler, let's talk about the team first. What's the first tip?
Work as a team. Don't forget, it's not just you. There's like 4 other people with you. And the only reason I say that, sometimes as we're playing, or if I play with Alex or I play by myself, you'll see like there's 3 of us together, and then there's one person way in the distance, and it's like, what are they doing? And they tend to die, and then you look at their, how they're playing, and they're last on the team. Don't be that guy that's last on our team, please. So what you guys should be doing in Heroes vs. Villains, you should always be with your entire team. Know whether or not the person that you are should be in the, I don't want to say the front of the lines, but I don't know what else to call it. If you're a shooting character, if you're Leia, Han, Lando, and Bosk, although they are all good, they should not be at the front of the team. It should be somebody with a lightsaber. That's not to say that lightsabers tend to, lightsaber characters tend to be the more powerful characters. Characters with lightsabers not only can deflect oncoming bullets from the opposing team, but usually it's the other team's lightsaber users who are at the front. So usually you kind of let the lightsaber people take on the lightsaber people. And the reason for that is because close combat usually goes good with close combat. Like you being a shooter is long range. Long range and close combat do not go good together. So again, if you're a shooter, know your place. Be close with your team, support your team, you're assisting your team, and you arguably may do better than the people with the lightsaber, but your place should be behind them. And let them take on the lightsaber people while you get in some shots.
So the tip that I have is use your environment. So quite a few of these maps have basically like sinkholes, just like areas where it's just you'll die if you fall in. Some areas are actually quite annoying with this, where literally there's just kind of crevices in the map that you can almost like trip over your shoe and fall into, and you'll just die. And in my case, I even fell into it and I didn't die. You could ask Tyler about that. But those are places that you need to take advantage of, and there's several characters that can use that ability. Darth Maul, for example, does the force choke, but not just the force choke, but he pushes people with the force choke. So if you can get somebody, lift them up over the edge and push them literally where there is no ground, you can kill them. Darth Vader with his choke is an interesting one, because when you're choking, you can kind of turn Vader, and you'll turn where you pick them up. Or if you turn Vader before you pick them up, you can change the angle. And so it's very possible to literally pick somebody up as Vader and drop them over the edge. Luke and Yoda both can push, so those are very good techniques to use. So you want to just be aware, because you'll end up fighting along the kind of like the edge of this cliff quite often in a lot of maps, especially some maps literally are made basically up of half of just death zones. So you want to be able to use those abilities when you have the chance to push them over. They're just really easy kills, and they count if they are the target. You can kill the target easily. The third tip is knowing when to use your abilities and using them at the right time. So this is obviously ambiguous. There's a lot of characters in this game. There's 12 characters, and they all have different abilities. Some that are kind of images of each other, but they are all a little bit unique. And you want to make sure you know when you go into the game what those abilities are, and you want to know how to use them. But more importantly, you want to know when to use them. And each character is a little bit differently. To that point, you want to use your character the way they should be. Like Tyler was saying, if you're a lightsaber person, you want to act like a lightsaber person. If you're a blaster person, you want to act like it. But even more specifically, you need to act exactly like your character. If you're Darth Maul, you need to be fast. You need to be the aggressor. If you're Yoda, you don't need to be the aggressor. In fact, it's best for Yoda to get in, get out, heal himself, and go back in. Characters like Darth Vader are very top heavy. Literally, all his attacks are very slow, but they do a lot of damage. So you want him in the front of the line. So you want to use your characters the right way, and the abilities you want to use when you deem necessary. And it depends solely on the ability, but you want to make sure you mainly use the abilities before you actually do the combat. So if you're a lightsaber user, most likely you're going to want to use your abilities before you start hitting R2 or right trigger. You want to use your abilities first, because those are the things that are going to do the most damage. And when you do the hits, either you're going to get blocked on the first one, and then they're going to hit you 10 times, or you're going to hit them. And oftentimes it comes down to who hits first and who has the lowest amount of health. And it kind of gets a little boring and a little generic when you get into that, but you want to use your abilities first, early, and they regenerate somewhat quick, and obviously every time you die, you get them right back, so you want to use them at the proper time.
The final tip would be, if you enter a heroes versus villains match, and you see that the majority of the lightsaber people have already been taken, and you're like, oh no, I don't want to, don't be discouraged if you see some of the, or only the blaster characters left. They are actually really good. I was kind of like that at first. Then when I played as Lando, it wasn't that many matches ago, I realized, like, man, he's actually really good. And in fact, I think one of our friends, Zach, said that Lando's really good. So now I'm actually really open to the blaster type characters. So don't just quit right away because, Rey or Luke or Kylo or whatever, Maul, aren't there. Don't be afraid to select those characters, because you might actually like how you do with them. So I guess what I'm saying is, play as everybody that you have that's available. Unlock everybody, because everybody is a little bit different. You never know what character might be the character that you end up really liking.
So those are our tips and tricks for heroes versus villains in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Let us know in the comments below what you think of these, and if you have any tips or tricks yourself, or if you're what you think about the mode in general. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Like and share this video, and we have many more Star Wars Battlefront 2 videos to come out throughout the week, so we'll see you guys there.